morning. This is a different Sunday than usual. We want to have a Sunday of gratitude to you as a church, to those of you who are serving and just giving of yourselves to the work God is doing through our church. And so we want to celebrate today. This is going to be very different than normal because we want to set aside a day that is just simply to say thank you and to show our gratitude. Our world and our culture around us tells us that our faith can be walked alone, that we can do it without others, that we don't need each other, we don't need a church, that we can just, me and God, live our faith, whatever that might look like for us. And that is not true. That is not what Scripture tells us and how God has designed us. He has designed us to be in relationship with each other. He paints this picture of people together as communities, as bodies of believers serving together. That the way we do church, so to speak, the way that we walk out our faith is together in community. Paul gives this illustration in 1 Corinthians 12. He says, "For just as the body is one, yet has many members, and all of the members of the body, though many, are one body, so too is Christ." That we, the body of Christ, the church, we are many members in one church body. He continues on, he says, "For in one Spirit we were all baptized into one body, whether Jews or Greeks, slave or free, we are all made to drink from one Spirit. For in fact, the body is not a single member, but many. If the foot says, 'Since I'm not a hand, I'm not part of the body,' it does not lose its membership in the body because of that. And if the ear says, 'Since I'm not an eye, I am not part of the body,' it does not lose its membership in the body because of that. If the whole body were an eye, what part would do the hearing? And if the whole were an ear, what part would exercise the sense of smell? But as a matter of fact, God has placed each of the members in the body just as He decided. If they were all the same member, where would the body be? So now there are many members, but one body. And the eye cannot say to the hand, 'I don't need you,' nor in turn can the head say to the foot, 'I don't need you.'" You see, he built us together on purpose. Did you hear that in verse 18? That God has put us all, placed us each as members of the body as He has decided. That there is purpose behind His design. Each of us have been made unique on purpose. And each of us are important to how the church functions with a purpose. And God knows each and every one of us more intimately than even we know ourselves. And yet He decided that we needed to be linked together as one body together for a purpose. So none of us can say that we're not important. None of us can say that we're not needed, because we are. None of us can say that we're of no use around here, or statements such as that. We can't say that about ourselves. We can't say that about one another, because God has purposefully brought us together as a church body. And if we trust God and we trust that He knows what He's doing in all of this, then we'll reject those kind of lies. And we'll know that, yes, in fact, He has brought us together on purpose, and that we each are a critical part of what He is doing in this church. In Ephesians 4, Paul takes it and even casts the vision a little further for us, that each of us are made in our uniqueness so that we can come together as a church and work well together, that we can work well in equipping each other, in helping each other, and so the church as a whole does ministry well. Sometimes when we think about serving in church, I think we miss some of it. We picture it like serving in any other place in the world, where we're just giving of our volunteer hours, or we're donating of our time, or we're doing something good to give back, right? Maybe as a debt that we have to pay to God, or a debt to pay to the church, or an obligation of some kind that because I'm here, I guess I have to serve in some way. That's not how He sees it. That's not how He wants us to see it. He wants to see us as seeing ourselves as part of this larger vision of his mission and the body of what he is doing, that we are investing in his mission for his glory. We are investing of ourselves so that he can work through us and minister to others, so that he can accomplish his will, his mission of making disciples through us, through our efforts. That it's not us. We're simply allowing ourselves to be available for him to work through. So our volunteering, our serving is all about his glory, not ours. It's not about you and I. It's about our giving to him. And in his wisdom, as he knows each of us uniquely, he has a plan for how we will fit together so that we are truly better together. Both we collectively and we individually are better when we are together, when we're working together, because that's how God designed us to be. Our serving is to be an extension of our walk with Jesus. It should be an extension of the larger mission of making disciples. And God can do that in lots of different creative ways, so we can serve in lots of different ways. It's part of how we leave a legacy of faith behind us. As we invest in other people, we're leaving a legacy behind us. It's a key way that he unifies us together as one church. As we serve together, we grow together, and as we're invested in each other. And ultimately, serving is how we share the gospel. It's how we make disciples. And so to be a disciple of Jesus, we will serve him and others through love and through faithfulness. And so today we wanted to take time and set aside a Sunday to celebrate those who are serving in our church. And by the way, there are a lot of you. You know, the old Pareto principle, 80-20 rule, 20% of the people do 80% of the work. That is not true in our church. As best we can count, and I'm sure we maybe missed a few, but we worked really hard as a staff to make sure we didn't miss people. We have over 330 unique volunteers in our church this last year. That's incredible. Yeah. And those 330 people served in a multitude of different roles at different levels and places in the church. And we want to just simply say thank you today. Thank you for being faithful in this area of your walk. And so to do this, we've asked a number of different leaders in our church to come forward and to talk about their areas of ministry within our church, and then to recognize the people who serve in those areas. So if you have served this year, you're going to be asked at some point to stand up, and don't be shy, it'll be okay. You can stand up, all right? And for those of you who are in Cambridge watching with us, we want to ask that you would participate as well, that even though you're in a different room, that those in your campus will be able to see who is serving in different ways as well. And so we want this to be a day of celebration. So as we do so, will you celebrate with us what's happening in our church and through our volunteers and the people of our church? We're going to start with Jeremy this morning. So Jeremy, come on up.
Today. I'm kidding, I did not. As I was reminded by one of the youth, like, we really like it when you preach because we get more time with the kids. Mike, are you saying I'm long? Yes. So I kept it really short today. If most of you don't know, I am Jeremy Disser. I am your Discipleship and Connections pastor, and I have been here for 2 years. This is the beginning of my third. And it's been a blessing and honor to be here, part of your guys' congregation. I get the pleasure of coordinating and working with some really just amazing folks and in a host of different ministries, like life teams, our life studies teams, our deaconesses, our men's and women's ministry leaders, and that's just a few. The list goes on. As you see, the names are scrolling right now. And these are people who lead and serve in these ministries, and it is a pleasure to be able to walk along them. I get to serve with these folks, and I get to serve them. And I enjoy this. This is something that's amazing because this is in part what servants do. We serve. being a follower of Christ isn't simply just keeping it to myself. It's actually going out, being outwardly, displaying the goodness that has been given to us. And that's doing so and serving in any ministry role, and that is a part of that expression, an outward expression of the goodness that has been laid in your heart. There is a sacrifice and there's fellowship that comes from serving in these ministries. Our volunteers, they have a main requirement that's etched in their hearts. They have a desire and a willingness to give back to their community, to give back to their church what has been given to them. Some, they will prepare for hours, lessons on their own time. Others, they'll lead a small group and they'll open up their homes and their lives to others, just simply to have that community. And then there are others who will still dedicate hours of preparation for a singular event. Think of the women's conference we have coming up here at the end of this month. And there's another one in March, the 20th and the 21st of February and of March. It takes a lot of dedication hours, and our women's ministry leader and all those volunteers, it takes time to prepare and get this ready for them. Our men's conference that is going to be coming in September. I don't want to give details because it's still coming, but it takes a lot of time and preparation, a lot of hours that goes into that work. Or the Opals who get together every other month. Like those are our widows who still have a need and a desire to gather in community. And there's ladies who serve them. And you may be wondering, what does a volunteer look like? Maybe you're thinking that, like, what does it look like to be a volunteer? Well, we have care teams, and those folks, they make calls and they do visitations to those who can't come and visit with us here in person. They can't come worship with us. They serve them in that way. We have our prayer team, and it's pretty straightforward. You pray. You pray with others in community about their needs and their requests from our church. We have our lifelines, and those are something that we've had, but it's actually something that's exciting, that's new this year, where we have a CR and a grief share, and those communities are folks that are in search of more than what our local community can give them. So as a church, we are serving our local community in a way that we can then pour into them. So you may be thinking, what does that actually look like? Well, if you have served in any one of these areas, if you have served in these ministries, I would please ask you to stand and be recognized. If you have served in life teams as a life team leader, please stand. Life studies leaders, that's our Bible studies. Our women's and men's ministry leaders. Our LAF, those are for the Life After 55 group. If you've served in that, if you have served as one of the Opals, for our Opals, or as our deaconesses, those are the ladies who you may see them in the backgrounds. They're doing events and they're doing all these things. If you're a part of the care team or lifelines, please stand. If you've done meals, now meals, that means if you've given, when you get the request and meals are asked for a family, for Wednesday nights, or for any other events, please stand. Funeral dinners, if you've helped, volunteered, if you've given food for those, please. The prayer team, they meet every single Sunday morning and they pray together. They also meet on Mondays and they pray together as a community. If you've served in that area, please stand. These folks are the ones who are serving in these areas. This is what volunteers look like. It's you and I. It's just everybody else who has a desire. So I want to thank you. Thank you for serving. So as you looked around and you see all these folks that were standing and you're wondering, how can I serve? I want to be a part of the service team. I want to serve one of these areas and one of the other dozens that are to come. Reach out. You can reach out to me. You can reach out to Jeff. You can reach out to Sarah. You can just reach out, and one of us will get you connected in a way that you can serve our community. If you're interested, put it on the Connect card. Someone will be in contact. Answer your phone. Return the phone call. Answer the email. Check a text. We will be getting back to you. And I want to thank all of you folks for serving. Again, thank you.
I'm Erica Landry, the youth director here at McCookie Free. I love that Jamonica decided to do the Star Wars theme. We actually talked about the music, so I'm kind of a little bummed that we don't have the music happening with that. I thought that would be fun. But yeah, I have been participating as a youth leader here at the church for about 4 years now. I've been in youth ministry since I was in my early 20s, and so I'm used to being out there and not the one up here thanking the volunteers, but it is a privilege and an honor to be a part of the youth team here at our church. So this year, our theme is uncomfortable. And we all have felt uncomfortable in different ways, but oftentimes, as Christians, we don't put ourselves in very uncomfortable situations. And so instead of just teaching about prayer, or instead of just teaching about sharing our testimony, or teaching about sharing Jesus, we are challenging our students each and every week to pray in small group, to practice sharing their testimony in small group, and to practice sharing Jesus in small group. And I am really nervous. This is so much harder than singing. My gosh, my heart is pounding. Okay, I need to take a break. So yes, we are practicing those skills each and every Sunday. And when we break into small group, we are having the students pray together, because prayer is our lifeline with the Father, right? And oftentimes these students are super uncomfortable praying to Jesus just themselves, praying with a friend, praying in a group. I was in my early 20s before I ever prayed in a group. And so that's one thing when Josiah and I talked about teaching some of these lessons, is we don't want to let these students leave out from underneath us without equipping them and sharing with them and helping them take the next step in their faith. So our leaders are building relationships each and every Sunday with these students inside and outside of Sunday nights from 6 to 8. It is a small sacrifice in one sense, but a really big sacrifice in another. When we think about 2 hours of our week, it seems really small. But I know from hanging out with these leaders that they genuinely love these students. They genuinely care about their well-being and want to be a part of their lives. And so it's exciting to see what God is doing in our church and in our youth ministry. And we would love, if any of you out there are interested in being a part of it, we would love to have you come alongside of us. So if you are either in a youth leader for Sunday night, or if you teach junior high or senior high Sunday school, I'm going to ask you to stand so we can recognize you. Do we have our list? Is our list, do I get the list? Do I get that? I don't know if I get that. Maybe I don't get that. There we go. Okay. Let's give them a round of applause. So again, I hope that if the youth are something that God is laying on your heart, that you would just come speak to me or Josiah or any of our other youth leaders. We'd love to share what it looks like to be a youth leader here. So thank you.
Well, good morning again. How you doing? Yeah. I'm Jesse Stevens, and I'm responsible for our worship team and our tech ministry here at the church. And somebody asked me how long you've been doing that. And, well, on the tech side of things, I'll tell you, I started helping out with the church when we had a 6-channel mixer in the old sanctuary, and there was one speaker. And now there's instead of 6 channels, we have about 64 channels, and things have really grown on that side of things. So it's been quite a few years of that. With the worship team side of things, we have some people that are extremely talented. And sometimes one of the hard parts about having talented people is managing the talent along with the ego and some of those type of things. I can tell you, we don't have that here. And our people work really, really good together. We have some amazing vocalists, and We have some amazing instrumentalists. And then, my goodness, it's just such a joy to be able to work with them every week. With respect to the worship team side of things, we obviously have rehearsals on Wednesday nights. We call them rehearsals, but that's not when people come and practice. The responsibility for everybody is to have their part known by the time that they get here on Wednesday nights, so that hopefully we can put everything together. Because when you have drums and piano and guitars and vocals and you try to do that, we only have about an hour usually that we are able to kind of put everything together. And so it's their responsibility to do those things ahead of time. So some people are spending an additional 2 or 3 hours a week in preparation, getting ready for Wednesday nights. And then Sunday mornings, those people are here at 7:15. And we are ready to go. We go through a rehearsal on Sunday mornings for about an hour again and get things ready. And then, of course, they're responsible to be here for both services. So the amount of time that they put forth is significant, and we just love to be able to worship along with them. Beyond just the music ability of these people that you see on the platform, I'm really humbled by their heart, too. They have a heart for each other. They have a heart for worship. And it's their responsibility not just to be ready with the playing of the instruments and singing, but they have to do work here too. And they got to make sure that they are ready to serve with a heart that is for God. And so on the tech side of things, for every person that you see up here, there's probably almost 1 to 2 that a lot of times are upstairs. Ashley, if you would, real quick here. He actually is at college right now, but he happened to be back this weekend, so I've got him running a mobile camera. If you want to just take and head upstairs, you guys will have to check this out on the stream later, but he's going to go upstairs and just show some of the people that we have helping upstairs. Ashley has been a great addition to our team. Tyler has done a phenomenal job of the computer work, all the lyrics and all the things that you see up here. They have to go through that computer. But we have an amazing group of people. They also are here early on Sunday mornings and making the preparations for everything that takes place. When you look at some of the things that we are interested in having, if you want to be a part of these ministries, on the worship side, we desperately need some more male vocals. We have a bunch of gals, and we really appreciate them. Ladies, if your guy can sing, just kind of raise his hand real quick. I don't see very many, but if you would like to be a part of that ministry, get a hold of me, and I would love to be able to have a conversation about what that is and the heart behind the worship that we have. That's on the worship side. On the tech side, we're always needing more volunteers as far as helping with the sound, the lyrics, the lights, the streaming, all of the different technical aspects. And not necessarily just here on Sunday mornings. We have a lot of weddings and funerals throughout the year, and sometimes because those are not Sunday morning, those are a little harder to get the volunteers for. But if you ever have interest in being a part of either one of those ministries and the heart behind it, we'd love to have a conversation with that. And so let's do that. I'd like to welcome up Sarah next. She's going to talk about missions. I broke the one thing I was supposed to do. If you're a part of the worship team or a part of the tech team, if you would please stand up and be recognized. And I'm going to extend this one more. We have, I know of at least one in here that has been a part of our worship tech team before. And just because you're not in that season, I've always said that if you're a part of our worship team, you're always on. It's just some weeks you're on platform. So if you've ever been a part of our worship team before, please stand. Thank you.
Well, good morning again. We have so many good mornings this morning. I'm Sarah Powers, and I have the privilege of recognizing our mission teams today. And so we have two different mission teams, a local mission team that works with people right here in McCook, Cambridge, and Oberlin, and then we have a national global team. I've been a part of the mission team for over a decade in various roles, and it's a real privilege to see our church carrying out the Great Commission from our backyard to around the world. Our local team is involved with local ministries like FCA, Miriam's Hope. We have various ways that we feed the community, from the pantry, from the meal kits, our Wednesday night dinners, Thanksgiving dinners, those types of things. And then Tyra does an excellent job of keeping her ear at the school and knowing exactly how our church can come help assist at the school there too. Our national and global team partners with mission organizations and missionaries around the world, and we are sending these missionaries to all sorts of parts of the world. We have people in Oklahoma, Nebraska, Tennessee, Wyoming, Germany, Puerto Rico, Haiti, East Asia, Burkina Faso, more USA places, and Mexico. We have one of our agencies that we work with, Beautiful Feet, actually has like 11 or 12 different countries that they're sending their missionaries into. And one of the heartbeats that our national team wants to do and our global team is to send the gospel into places that have never heard the gospel. We consistently hear from missionaries and our partners that we work with that our teams do a really, really good job of caring for our missionaries. And all we do is send birthday cards, anniversaries, and do regular check-ins. It's not a complicated job or role, but it means the world to the people out on the front lines. So if you are interested in partnering with that, we're going to have the mission team stand up in just a minute. Take a look around. Ask any one of them how you can be a part of our mission team. So if you serve or have served, I'll do what Jesse did with the local, national, or global teams. Would you please stand up? We could always use more people to pray with us, to partner with us, and to encourage the missionary. So Betty Wilcox is the head of the National Global, Tyra is the head of the local, and you saw the other people standing up. So please take a minute to talk to them. Thank you.
Good morning, church. My name is Zach Curl. I'm the head usher here. I've been an usher for 8 or 9 years, and we usually come to the second service, so I may not be familiar to all of you. I enjoy being an usher because usually we get to hang out in the back of the sanctuary and don't have to get up here on stage and speak in front of everybody, usually. Joking aside, I took the role of an usher to fill in for my grandpa, and I thought it was a neat opportunity to serve the church and serve the Lord in his place. Since then, I've found that being an usher is a great way to apply the skills I have to serving. Serving as an usher or a greeter, we have a unique opportunity to be the kind and welcoming face of the church, and you get to work on your memory skills and your names and faces recognition. Ushers also help in collecting the offering, passing out communion, and otherwise supervising from the back of the sanctuary. Making sure that everyone finds a seat. Alongside with the ushers and the greeters are those who serve in the connections and security ministries. The connections team is out there at the welcome desk, ready to help you sign up for upcoming events, help you find information you're looking for, and ready to pray for whoever comes to them. And the security team is here to make sure everyone in the building is safe before, during, and after services and events. So if you serve as an usher, a greeter, on connections or security teams, would you please stand up and be recognized? Thank you all for serving. We're always in need of more friendly faces as ushers and greeters, as well as connections. So if you'd be interested in serving as an usher or a greeter, get a hold of me, or with connections and also in security, let Jeremy know. Thank you.
Well, hello. I'm a little shorter, sorry. I'm Stephanie Stevens, and I serve as the Kids Ministry Director here. I've been serving in this position for 3 years, and I enjoy working in this ministry because it gives me great joy and the opportunity to meet lots of families in our church and build the kingdom of God through these kids. So on Sundays, we have a nursery during both services, Sunday school for ages preschool through 5th grade during first service, and then on second service, we have Sunday school for ages preschool through 1st grade. And as you can see, we have some of them now serving today. This was just today. Being part of this kids ministry is where we use our God-given talents to love the kids with excellence and teach them to know and love Jesus. Our mission is to cultivate young believers to Jesus to impact our world. But our volunteers are trained to disciple the kids through curriculum, protect them according to our policies, and encourage each other to grow in Christ. They need to be filled up just as much as the kids need to be filled up in the Word. We're actually going over a curriculum this month about the miracles of Jesus. So they're learning about what Jesus did long ago and today. So some of our volunteers, they serve once a month or serve once a week. Although the ones that serve once a week do have the privilege to grow stronger relationships with these kids, and that is a huge benefit as well. I always enjoy hearing the kids say, "Yay, I get to go see my teacher today." And we have 51 volunteers that serve in McCook on a Sunday. And in Oberlin, we have 11. In Cambridge, we have 8. Don't forget to stand up, Cambridge. So if you have or have served in the past on these Sundays with the kids ministry team, would you please stand and be recognized? I want to thank you all for serving and building the kingdom of God with me. I appreciate you all. It takes a lot of dedication to do this, but it's not a hard task. It's just if you love children and want to help build the kingdom of God, we want you to be on our team as well. So if you, and in the summer, we kind of try to change out our school year teachers, give them a little break, and we'd love to have more of you for the summer or integrate you into the school year. We always need subs because, sickness happens and things happen. So anyways, I'd love to get you connected. Another ministry we have under our kids ministries is called Awana. So please welcome our Awana commanders, John and Nicole Gomez.
Good morning, church family. I lost at paper, rock, scissors, so I guess I'll be talking for Awana today. My name's John Gomez, and this is my wife, Nicole. And we've been leading and serving in Awana for about 16 years now, which is shortly after the time Nicole and I put our faith in the Lord as well and chose to follow Jesus. And when we started as leaders, we saw the importance of the gospel message being presented to the children. And helping with that, we saw how impactful Awana was and what a great job they did presenting the gospel message and helping the kids to learn verses and memorize their verses and keeping them engaged as well. So it was heavy on our hearts to be a part of that. And then shortly after we were leaders, we were asked to be the commanders. And we took that challenge on, and we've been doing that for quite a while now. And so the biggest thing for us is the gospel message being presented to these children in our community. And that's huge to us, and that's why we continue with Awana, and that's why it's so special to us. We choose to serve Awana because it gives us the opportunity to teach boys and girls about the gospel of Christ and train them to serve him, as our flag ceremony says. And now I'll let my wife talk.
I don't really have a lot to say except for we do appreciate all of our volunteers. It does take I wasn't prepared like Stephanie. I think over 50 volunteers each week, probably. She knows better than I do. I'm not a numbers person. So it does take quite a bit of volunteers. There's ages preschool through 6th grade, and actually now we did this year, since youth group changed back to Sundays, we do have a junior high Awana group again. One of our big events coming up on February 22nd is actually the Awana Grand Prix. That's the Pinewood Derby races that we will have on Sunday. We will shortly be putting out a request for volunteers for that. We need people for the pit crew, for registration, different things like that. But we're always taking subs. If you're interested this year being a sub, kind of seeing what it's about on a Wednesday night, or if you would like to just hang out with us, you're always welcome. But having said that, if we could get all of our people who have served in Awana previously or currently serve, stand up, please. All right, thank you so much. And Germanica.
Hey there, me again. For those who don't know me, I am Germanica Disser, the Communications Director here at McCookie Free. We've been here a little over 2 years now. And so since we've been here, one thing I love to do is to volunteer for all of the special events. So like our Good Friday event that we did last year, we have coming up again this year. Rehearsals start today. We need singers, just saying. As well as our Thanksgiving meal that we had. We've done that 2 years now, and each year it is such a blessing to rally the volunteers and to just watch the people who come and to serve them on Thanksgiving. Our family's back east, and they're doing whatever they're doing. But being here and seeing all the people who come together for Thanksgiving is fantastic. The Mark Schultz concert that was here, watching those volunteers, the VBS volunteers. My husband has taken to his persona in VBS very well, and is already looking forward to the next one. But Night in Bethlehem, all of these different special events that we do take a tremendous amount of volunteers. We have volunteers that help with the kids, ticket sales, refreshments, and the teams that put them together, it's fantastic. They do such a wonderful job. And I love that I get to be kind of a super volunteer. I don't lead a ministry, but man, am I in the ministries. I enjoy working with the kids during VBS and serving with Thanksgiving and just greeting people when we have special events here at the church. So if you have helped with VBS, a Night in Bethlehem, Good Friday, the Thanksgiving dinner, the Mark Schultz concert, and any other special event that I have probably forgotten, stand up. Come on. I know there's a lot of names on here. I stared at this list. Thank you so much for giving your time to these extra things that happen at the church. We couldn't do them without the enormous amount of people who are willing to give up their Thanksgiving or give up a Saturday. So thank you so much. And if you want to help with any of them, keep your eyes open. I try to keep everything out in the emails and on the welcome desk. We always need volunteers. And so we hope to see you volunteer too. Thank you.
And last, but certainly not least, I am here to recognize and thank our campus leadership teams, our board, and our staff. We are a church that is congregationally governed and board-led and staff-run. What that means is that our board is responsible for the shepherding, the oversight, the leading, and the stewarding of this church, both in the spiritual realms and also in the physical realms. And as a staff, we are the day-to-day leaders and doers of the church ministry. And then our campus leadership teams, both at Cambridge and Oberlin, work with the staff to lead their campuses. I have to tell you that I am beyond grateful for the fact that I get to work with these folks. We, as a church, I can't communicate to you how blessed we are to have the people we have in these positions. Not every church has healthy boards and healthy staffs and healthy leadership teams, and we do, okay? I just need you to know that we do. We have great people. We have people who serve in these positions with humility, who bring great wisdom to the table. And I love hearing the wisdom in the room from other people who each know their uniquenesses and bring those to the table and balance each other out as we navigate various decisions or situations in ministry. The way that our teams work together as teams, that there are no hobby horses, there are no agendas. There is no one who comes in pounding the table or trying to throw their weight around. That's not how our boards and our leadership teams work. We work together as a team. We trust each other, and we demonstrate that we are trustworthy. We have servant hearts. I'm so impressed with how these folks just come and really their heart's desire is to serve the Lord and serve you, our church. They are good stewards. I hope you know that. I hope you see that in how we conduct the business of our church, but they work really hard to really chase down decisions and options to say, how do we steward not just physical resources, but the intangible resources of our church well, that we steward things as best as we possibly can. Really, the only agenda that our leadership has is to serve God well. And they do that as best they can. We have teams that love and care for one another. We don't walk into rooms, can't hardly get along, and just tolerate each other. That's not how we work. We love each other. We serve each other and care for each other in tangible ways all the time. I'm amazed at the hours of time that are put in, whether by our volunteer board or our paid staff or our volunteer campus leaders, the hours of time that are put in outside of work to serve the church. At times of like board members doing research or projects around the building and doing just the work of the church on their own time, or our staff, the extra time that's put in above our paid time, and the campus leadership teams as well, the extra mile they go to serve the church. We, as a church, are blessed. And I am blessed to get to serve along with our board and our staff and our campus leadership teams. So I want to start that if you are presently on our board or are a staff member or on one of our campus leadership teams, would you please stand up? And as many others have done, we would not be here without the past stewardship of such people as well. So if you have been a past board member, and I know there's 45 years worth of time here, or staff members, would you stand up as well? Yes. As we close today, I want to once again say thank you. Thank you. All right. You all are great. All 330 some odd of you, thank you for serving. Without you, the ministry of this church wouldn't happen. This place runs because of you, not me. I'm the one who gets to stand up here on Sundays, but this happens because of you all. Thank you, thank you. As you leave, those of you that have been recognized today, we do have a small gift for you in the lobby. We'd love if you would stop and just pick it up. It's nothing extraordinary, but we would just wanted to say thank you to you and just give you a small token of our appreciation for that. So please stop and grab that on your way out. 1 Peter 4:10 says that just as each one has received a gift, use it to serve one another as good stewards of the varied grace of God. That passage is simple, but yet has a lot we need to unpack for ourselves in there. That each one of us have received a gift. I don't know if you know that, but who you are, how God has made you, is a gift from Him. You have received that, and He's asking you to use yourself, your gifts, your experiences, all these things to serve other people, to pour yourself out for others, to steward it well, not just to receive this gift and just sort of keep it for yourself, but to steward it in a way that is faithful to Him, because it is gracious of Him that He has given it to you. It's really beautiful. And so my prayer is that each of us would do just that we would steward ourselves, steward our time, our experiences, our talents, the trainings that you have, that you've gotten out in the regular world, and how can we benefit? The wisdom that you have gained, that you would be stewarding those well, you'd be generous with those. And so I would encourage you, if you are not one of the 330 some odd, we would love for you to be. And so, as many have already said, we would love for you to consider serving somewhere, to consider how it is that God has made you, to really prayerfully ask Him, God, how have you made me? What are my uniquenesses? What is it that you have graced me with that maybe I don't even see in myself? And then maybe to talk to some family and friends and say, hey, what do you see in me and how I could serve? Where could I serve in really important and meaningful ways? And then come to talk to one of these leaders you've seen up here this morning and say, hey, could I try this for a while? You know, it's like you're not getting married. You're just trying it, right? Could I try this? Could I think maybe this? Do you need someone doing that? And we would love to help you. We'd love to help you get connected, because we are better together than we ever will be separate. Okay? Next week, we're going to continue in Romans chapter 3. So I look forward to seeing you then. But otherwise, I hope you have a great week, and I hope you spend a little time getting to know the folks around you this morning.